Hi, I'm going to try and do one more today. Got somebody coming in about 10 minutes, so we'll see whether I go over the line here. This is from the Preparatory Melodies book, Max Pottag, Lento, number 49. So this is, I'm going to try and play this a little bit more romantically than I normally do. I'll try. Here we go. Well, that one needs a little practice. The first thing in practice for me, and I'm kind of like a parent who says, do what I say, do as I say, not as I do. So I'm telling you to do things that I should be doing. For example, learn the music before you perform it. And I obviously don't have this in my ear quite well enough right now. But in a few minutes, it would start to get there, especially with what you might call mental practice. So you're not actually playing on the trumpet, you're just singing it in your mind the way you want to hear it. And then maybe adding the fingerings in, maybe adding the articulation in, maybe, conceiving, hearing in your mind the expression, the timing, the dynamics. And that's what I need to do. And so sorry for the fluffs in there, but I hope it didn't distract you from any enjoyment you may have been getting from listening to that. Now, there's an awful lot going on in here. And one of the things that often gets lost in our interpretation is differences in articulation. So if we look at this, right after the first double bar, where it goes to forte, you'll see these little marcato markings. And then you'll see regular, longer accents. So I need to interpret those so that I know, I have an idea, what do I want them to sound like. So there within 2 bars, you have 3 different styles of articulation that are notated. And notation is one thing, that's giving you an idea from the composer that he's thinking of something different there. And it's for us to decide, well, what should that sound like? So when you have the slur marking with the dots underneath it, clearly articulated and connected. Good place to start. And then you can bring whatever spice and variation you want to it. Marcato. Marcato just means very clearly defined. And you can do that a lot of different ways. It doesn't mean short. And so I'm still playing da, da, dom. So I'm still playing a line going down, but I'm putting a little mark on each note. And the lower notes, ba, 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 bee. See, that has a different character. Now, we need to weave all these things and blend them and balance them and together until we're bringing the listener into an experience that is unified. They're hearing one thing, they're not hearing all these individual parts. So it's a lot like being a chef that is preparing a meal. they know what all the ingredients are, they know what all the spices are, they know what all the techniques of preparation are and what order they're done in. And the person who's eating the meal doesn't know any of that, unless they're a chef too, or an aspiring one. So, and yet they still enjoy the meal. So we're preparing food. I've used that illustration before, and I think it's a very, very valuable one. We're serving other people food for their soul. So we want to get something in here that kind of connects to directly, to our human experience, to a response that we have when we hear these sounds. Another spot that would be like that is, by contrast, when you get a few bars later, then it gets softer and now it's slurred. So you see, now there's a contrast with this smoother, more fluid, more sinuous, serpentine kind of line that's going through there. Those are the kind of things you want to exaggerate until they're audible, but not so much that they draw too much attention to themselves. It's like a matter of priorities. So to go back to my chef illustration, it would be the primary ingredients are what are important. If you have, good quality ingredients, then you don't need to do much to them in order to make them sing. And that's the same thing that you're trying to do with a piece of music. Now you heard a couple of little flaws in there, quite a few actually. And one of my problems is, because I was a commercial player for so long, when I see piano in a low F sharp and articulated, my body just snaps right back to that, I'm not good at that. So what you need to do is go through the process of teaching yourself, giving yourself permission to work out where you can get comfortable with doing that. First, play it a little bit louder. Play it without the articulation. Just get comfortable sustaining notes in the low register at whatever dynamic that are centered and balanced with the horn themselves. And then when you go playing quicker notes that move through the range and start in the low register, it can get a little bit easier. At risk, I'm going to try and demonstrate that to you. So play with it, have fun. When you start to feel comfortable, repeat, enjoy it, savor it. Just like the food I was talking about before. I guess I'm getting hungry. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll see you next time around. Have a great day. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.